Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all pervading Brahman, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to sage Narada and all other sages and saints, and to each of you, divine soul, watching today's satsang. So, we are covering Narada Bhakti Sutras. We are on chapter number 2, sutra number 45, and chapter 2 is Glory of Supreme Devotion, and commentary is by my Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Sutra number 45, chapter 2, Narada Bhakti Sutras. It is Tarangayita api me sangat samudrayanti. Again, Tarangayita api me sangat samudrayanti, meaning, though like ripples, these impressions of the mind by evil association become like an ocean. So, Sage Narada continues to explain the impact of evil association or bad company. Meaning, in the beginning, the vrittis or the thought waves of anger, greed, hate, pride, lust, other things, they are like sparks of fire, which means they can be easily subdued at this stage by merely crushing them between one's fingers. But if allowed to be whipped by the winds of evil association, they will assume vast proportions and become difficult to control. So, in order to understand the vritti or the thought, one must have an insight into the cycle of the mind. The subtle impressions in the unconscious are called samskaras. So, though external association, these impressions become vasanas. So, when we come into contact with outside things, the impressions within, they become subtle desires, vasanas, which manifest in the subconscious in the form of slight inclinations, a small sense of love or hate, or a slight feeling of contentment or agitation. So it starts out very small. But if these vasanas are further stimulated by imagination, then they turn into vrittis. So vasanas are initially very small, but then they become thought waves, which in turn become strong desires or cravings. You see how it's continuing to grow. While samskaras are like seeds, vasanas are like their sprouts, and vrittis then are bigger, become like trees, strong trees, and desires and cravings are their flowers, and action and experiences their fruits. So that's why we say samskaras, vasana, vritti, kama, karma, bhoga. It's actually a vicious cycle and it continues on and on. And therefore, in order to get out of this world process, we have to learn how to break these chains of the perpetual cycle. The subtle impressions of the unconscious can be either positive or negative. Negative impressions based on ignorance, egoism, attachment, hatred, and fear of death are called klishta samskaras. They are called avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, klesha. We have covered this before. These five keep us entangled in the world process, and therefore they are called painful impressions, which when expressed promote increasing bondage to the world process. On the other hand, positive impressions based on devotion, samadhi, and intuitive vision of the self are called aklishta samskaras, which means pure, not painful impressions. Klishta are painful, aklishta are not painful. And these arise from spiritual experiences, elevating thoughts, and divine virtues. So, an aspirant on the path of devotion, his job is to promote the development of aklishta samskaras, which result in the destruction of klishta samskaras. So therefore, this is very important. We understand the terminology and how our consciousness is reacting to different approaches. He is then able to bring about the attenuated state of the negative vasanas, and with vigilance can easily check their negative tendencies, because if they are left unchecked, they will quickly grow and the vice in us will overcome the virtue, which is not what we want. We want it the other way around. But if the aspirant becomes overconfident and slackens his spiritual sadhana, the little sparks of impurity become gigantic flames of affliction. Therefore, caution is needed, humility, respect, and constant care. An aspirant should therefore continue to practice the previously outlined disciplines of renouncing worldly attachments, worship of the divine self, listening and singing the divine name, and good association, etc. This practice must continue until the seeds of samskaras are reduced to ashes by the fire of divine love. And this is why these aklisht sanskaras are so important, that we understand them and we eradicate them. I had also covered this in another video in the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, and there are basically five stages that we covered. It's Prashupta, Vichinna, Udara, Tanu, and Dagdavastha, which means how to annihilate these impressions. And I will keep a link below in addition to this sutra, so those who want to go deeper can also understand how sage Patanjali relates to these stages of how to go from an initial stage to a burnt up seed state, which is the whole exercise of spirituality that we are working on. So I hope you're enjoying the deep depths of these sutras and how beautifully they've been explained by Swami Jyotirmayananda ji, Sage Narada ji, and I'm trying hopefully my best to share inject my personal experiences and my knowledge as well, so you can relate to it and hopefully find these to be elevating and part of your daily satsanga. So please continue to share these with others and create your own satsanga. And these are profound scriptures, great wisdom from our ancient sages and saints. Most of this is lost in today's world because people are becoming materialistic. They are not that spiritual anymore. They believe in more of the instant gratification model, which of course we can see results in lack of peace, more stress, more anger, more people are not finding the true purpose. But those holy souls who want to be spiritual and to connect, please, you can become a source of satsanga for them also, and to bring them into light by sharing the wisdom of these sages and saints. This is Swami Nikhilananda, and we will be covering Sutra number 46 tomorrow. Om Tat Sat.